friends. We'll see how it goes today in the great outdoors. As the light's such that I can't see my little pointer thing, and the kitty's aware now that I'm out and about, so could be a problem with the kitty, but we'll see. I've got a whole little setup to get the computer from sliding downhill. Okay, that's enough of that. So, the last 2 days, um, I thought were going to be very powerful, and they ended up being very powerful. I felt like a lot of transformation took place. I felt like a lot of new energies were downloaded into our systems, and that there were two of the 13 days, auspicious days of Pacal, which are days where a lot of change can take place whenever one of those days is met in the course of 260 days. So there are 13, which means about every 20 days, but they don't occur like that. They don't occur 20 days apart, every 20 days. They occur sometimes just individually or sometimes sequences. Like right now, we're in a sequence where we have Tuesday, we had day 5 of the auspicious days. Wednesday, we had day 6, and tomorrow, we have day 7. So you could think that this is a day between auspicious days, but they kind of bleed on both sides of that day. And so I think the auspicious days began really Monday, and I found Monday to be super powerful. And then the declared auspicious day was Tuesday, and another declared auspicious day was Wednesday. But then today it's not auspicious because it's not on the calendar, and then tomorrow it is because it is on the calendar. And actually, this is a powerful week and a powerful month. I may make 2 videos because I don't want either of them to be very long, and I have trouble sometimes not having the videos end up being long because I'm kind of stream of consciousness reporting. So let's see if you can see the calendar, but this is the spectral month of liberation. And, in this picture, the dissolution of form by Jeff Sullivan, jeffsullivanart.com, is showing this, beautiful color perspective on the one side, but everything, whether it's all going into light or turning into condensed light, it's a beautiful piece of artwork. But the spectral moon of liberation, which this month is and concludes on Thursday, May 29th, the spectral moon of liberation is about dissolving, it's about releasing, and it's about liberating. Releasing what is false, releasing what is not of service, dissolving frozen states of consciousness where we just think we know how things ought to be, and we're so fixated on it that when something is happening different from the way we perceive it ought to be, which is probably programmed, just be honest, it's probably programmed thought. Your parents thought, your culture's thought, church's thought, school system's thought, society's thought, programming you to be a particular way that fit in with society as it is, even if society as it is very dysfunctional. If you step outside of it and look at it, you go, whoa. And you may go, whoa, what happened? Um, and it may not be that anything particularly happened. You just got awake. You just awakened to the world you're living in, and you went, oh, wow, when did this happen? This isn't the world I remember. Well, we all look through lenses. We all have blinders on. Actually, I can see better with my blinders on. We all have blinders on. We have ways of seeing the world that we don't allow other aspects of the world to show up in our consciousness. They're just eliminated by a neural network so that we can function in the world without getting continuously triggered. Now, the triggering mechanism has to do with unresolved events from the past. So, when these events are carried forward unresolved, then we begin to frame our perceptions of reality holding these things outside that might trigger us. So when these things outside come into our face, we get triggered and we get upset. And being triggered and upset, um, a really dear friend of mine just mentioned that she just doesn't think that she can go on um, YouTube anymore because it's so triggering. And because everything that's lined up on the side for her to look at is triggering. The images are triggering. The words that are said are triggering. And so that can either be a good practice opportunity for you to um, to see these things and let the triggering happen and release the energies of the past, or it just makes life difficult to find what it is you want to watch. You may want to watch something, and to have all this going on continually triggering you, I can understand how that can. I just find myself sometimes just getting pulled in just to reading and looking at all the things that whatever there's a term for it, but AI, AI is feeding to you because of your expressed interest in the past about different things and the intelligence. There's another term. I wish I could remember it right now, but it's basically feeding you what they think you want to hear. So if you are a particular political party and you believe this or that, then that's what you're fed to confirm what it is that you perceive to be true. Um, you know, I think it's a time of a tremendous amount of data, incoming data, and any data that's incoming needs to be digested. And when so much data is coming in with no time to digest it, it tends to um, put the physical system on overload. Like sometimes it just shuts down, which may give it time to reload the system. It may give it time if it shuts down to integrate the system, but oftentimes it's unnecessary stress on the system to have this constant barrage of information coming into your consciousness. So this is the spectral moon of liberation. This is the moon to allow things to just dissolve and for you to release them and feel liberated from all these things that are unnecessary in terms for many of us in terms of our spiritual progress, not religious. I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about your soul's purpose for being on the planet, that quite possibly you're the only one that knows what that is. And quite possibly you don't even know what that is. But I'll just say, and it may be true, that you have a soul purpose. And your kind of job here on the planet is to figure out or to get to know what is your soul purpose. What are you doing here? And more than likely, I'm going to suggest it's to change your perspective of reality and open up to a whole new perspective of reality that is a reality that works for everything. Not everyone, not works for all humans, but works for all life with the respect and honoring of all life. I think I'll just leave that as a video um, that I may upload because I felt like there was some good information that came in and I'll want to watch it, but I can always watch it because I've got it on my computer until I delete it once it goes on YouTube, which might not be the best idea, but it just doesn't matter on many levels. What matters is our presence. What matters in oh, my awareness, what matters is our ability to be present with another with peace in our face and love in our hearts. No wannabes. But the heart is the heart chakra, the heart, this area is the confluence of the forces coming down from above and the forces coming up from below, and they come into this area. So from the higher realms, the energies coming into the earth come through here. From the energies of the earth going up to the higher realms comes through here. And when we attune ourselves to the energy of love as much of the time as we can, that may be a simple expression of our soul's purpose. To be on this planet in a frequency of love so that anyone who comes into our presence can heal. I like it so much. To be in such a state that anyone who comes into our presence can heal. Okay. I think I just got my soul purpose. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that and start the video again and make the video for the Mayan calendar. And then watch this video later and see what I choose to call this video. We might just call it Now Can Change. So I'm going to stop this and start another one.